So I'm looking at the shape of it. Now, remember how we kind of, you know, get the feel of the line going around the outside, not worrying about it looking exact. So I can turn it different ways, see the way I want to sketch it. So I'll show you a couple different ways here. It's a little bit folded over at the top. I kind of want to capture that idea, so I'm just getting that kind of scalloped edge it has. Not trying to make it look exactly the same. And these veins in the petunia really are what help define the trumpet shape. So to start with, I want to kind of get a bit of that shape of where it turns in, where it really turns sharply. And some of the inside of it. And then I want to start looking at those lines and making sure they go with the curve of the petunia. So do you see how that really kind of shapes a petunia? Gives it a trumpet shape. So that's a pretty simple, quick sketch of a petunia there. Let's color it. Let's color it pink. Kind of a purpley pink. So I am going to allow some of the veins to stay white for this one. I'm also going to leave a bit of an edge there. I'm going to cut that vein off there. Just because I kind of feel like if it goes the whole length, it kind of draws the eye right off the edge of the petunia. You want to keep the viewer's eye in the picture. I'm really hoping by now you've tried your hand at sketching some of your favorite flowers. And you might have had some bad ones. I have lots of bad ones, and when I have bad ones, it's when I'm trying something new, when I'm thinking, hey, I wonder if this will work. Sometimes it works fantastic the first time, and then other times it doesn't, but I realize that it still might be something that works, so I give it another try. A little bit different the next time, maybe. In other words, in order to create beautiful drawings, in order to draw well, you have to be willing to draw poorly first. I mean, dancers fall sometimes, right? But they just, if they really are a dancer, they get right back up and keep dancing. Or I've heard it said before, if you fall off that horse, you get right back on and you keep riding. And as long as you're creating art, even if it's what you think is bad art, you're an artist. I've found that people are far too reluctant to call themselves artists. And I think sometimes just giving yourself that title, telling yourself that you deserve that title, is a big step. And you do deserve that title. So I'm just kind of leaving the veins, letting them show. I'm noticing that this red, this is actually a really cool red, and it's showing up as more of a warm red in my monitor here. So I'm not sure what color it's going to show for you. But petunias can be all kinds of colors. If you know petunias, you know that they come in all different colors. Need that little bit of white there too. I went over the edge there, but you know, it's not a big deal. It's just a sketch. Sketches need to have those little mistakes that make them perfectly imperfect. Give them the human aspect. And I'm not sure I really necessarily call that a mistake anyways. So I think in the middle I want it to be quite a bit darker. So I'm going to go for a blue here in the middle. And I'm going to leave that little bit of white. And might use my finger to kind of pull that down. I'm not sure if I like what that did. That's all right. Sometimes you can get the rag in there to just blot out some of the color too, and it can give you, be careful not to blot out too much color, but it can give you kind of a nice varied look. So it's kind of varied the color there. I lost a lot of my dark color here though. I want it nice and dark in the middle there. You notice I've left a little rim of white around there too. Not necessarily around the whole thing because it looks too uniform if it's around the whole thing, I think. Less down here, in fact, it's coming right to the edge down here. So there's the first practice petunia. Just a petunia on its own. You wouldn't see the stem in this one, it's hidden behind there. The one thing you can do, green and red are complementaries, so can do some negative painting around here. And I'm not going to go right up to the edge. So because green and red are complementaries, they stand out so well against one another. So if I do a bit of negative painting, helps make that petunia stand out. So what do you think about that? Do you like it against the green or against the white of the page? I mean, it's really personal preference. Could add some blue into the green too.